The Dolphins picking up a big name during free agency, running back Reggie Bush. A month ago, experts were predicting that gas prices would actually keep dropping. So why are they going higher yet again?
We are watching...
No, don't say it.
We're watching the weather.
Yes,
right
you can say that. We just got an update from Michael Ehrenberg, as Suzanne was reading, to not mention, I'll say it, a tropical wave. Never before has NASA allowed us to get so close to a space shuttle so soon after landing. It's exactly what NASA prepared for. Let's listen in one last time. History in the making. A story just coming in. We are learning that an innocent bystander is the victim of a drive-by shooting in Boynton Beach. A Boca Raton man is accused of killing his girlfriend's baby. 19-year-old Carlos Rivera faces charges of first-degree murder. That division between Republicans is actually making the Democrats' position stronger tonight. If Speaker Boehner's bill dies tomorrow, some moderate Republicans could switch sides and start supporting the Democratic plan. The crews finally found what they were looking for, a third piranha, and here it is. This one just about under a pound. A youth rights group is targeting Boca Raton High School for what it's doing with students' confiscated cell phones. CBS 12's Peter Schaller shows us why some are now outraged. Speaking of the Budget Act, your neighborhood post office might soon be a thing of the past. The U.S. Postal Service is looking for ways to downsize. All right, thank you, Michael. Palm Beach police haul up the remains of a charred boat from the bottom of the Intracoastal. This is what's left of this 35-foot cabin cruiser. It was pulled out of the water this morning. Imagine if you could get paid $40 an hour for all the time that you spend on the internet. Now, if our tech guys, if they could do that, they would be billionaires by now. What are you doing, Craig?
But tonight, showing us a picture of?
They are showing us how you can make decent money by just spending some time online.
If you have access to the internet and want to make some extra cash, then we've got some good news for you.
You can finally get paid for your web surfing skills. In fact, you can get paid $10 for every 15 minutes.
Wow.
Our tech expert, Craig Agranoff and Herb Tabin, joining us live to talk about usertesting.com. All right, first off, Craig, we hear about this work from home type of thing all the time. So is this one really the real deal? Netflix says that it expects most of its subscribers to stick with the movie service, even though they recently had a high price hike.
Michael Ehrenberg joining us now.
Yes. Apparently the new bad word of the night is tropical wave. The city of Boca Raton is making an effort to improve its image after a recent survey from Foursquare found that it was the 12th rudest city in the country. She did great.
Yeah, she did really good. We were all very impressed. Well, your Facebook Face-Off results coming up next.
Plus, it's the most fun you can have being silent.
Well, we have the results of tonight's Facebook Face-Off.
And we asked you, do you think the children will want a healthier Happy Meal? Here's what some of you are saying tonight. Elizabeth says, who cares what they want? Well, there were certainly a lot of strange sights in New York City, but a couple days ago, there was a large crowd of people acting strangely, but being very quiet.
All right, that's going to do it for CBS 12 News at 7.
There's no way you would do it.
Well, when am I going to do that?
If you had the option.
I don't have time.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
This is certainly a day that many Americans will have a hard time forgetting. I know that it will be impossible for me to forget it. Seeing the Space Shuttle Atlantis just drop out of the night sky and suddenly hit runway 15, which is right over my shoulder over here, still going at 225 miles per hour. It was a textbook landing, marking the end to the 30-year Space Shuttle program. Atlantis dropped out of the sky and landed before dawn, quickly ending the 30-year Space Shuttle program in spectacular fashion.
Having fired the imagination of a generation, a ship like no other, its place in history secured, the Space Shuttle pulls into port for the last time. Its voyage at an end.
After having a moment to greet co-workers who came out to see this historic and final landing, Shuttle Commander Chris Ferguson told the world NASA must now inspire the next generation of space explorers.
Although we got to take the ride, we sure hope that everybody who has ever worked or touched or looked at or envied or admired a space shuttle was able to take just a little part of the journey with us.
The landing, extremely emotional for Kennedy Space Center employees. Thousands are losing their jobs as soon as tomorrow.
I've been on kind of an emotional roller coaster this morning.
Kennedy Space Center Director Bob Cabana says the shuttle must be retired so that NASA can develop new spacecraft that will go much deeper into space.
We cannot afford to continue to fly the shuttle and, prepare for the future.
This picture-perfect landing is bittersweet. Never again will a space shuttle be able to fly into our hearts and make us dream.
It's hard knowing that that's the end.
And right now, the space shuttle has actually been towed to a big party. It is actually the host of honor, or the guest of honor, where NASA employees are giving one last chance to say goodbye to the space shuttle program and to Atlantis itself. Now, as for you, you will be able to see Atlantis in a year or so. It's going to be the main attraction at the Visitor Center, which is located just a couple of miles away from here. Suzanne?
Eric, a little birdie told me that you got the rare opportunity to get up close to the shuttle after it landed. What was that like?
Suzanne, it really was a dream come true. We were within a couple yards of the space shuttle itself. This is highly unusual. They normally don't like to do this. In fact, one of the PR people told me that the NASA execs were very nervous for allowing the press to be able to go out onto the tarmac and see Atlantis after it had just landed. You could see some of the scorch marks, which is normal after it lands. But what was very interesting is when I spoke to the Kennedy Space Center director, he said, take a look at that. This shows that we have been doing a great job and that we've been improving our job, because when the first shuttles came back, they were peppered from top to bottom, front and back with marks from re-entry. But this, I have to tell you, Atlantis looked great today. Only a couple marks could you see. It was extraordinary to be so close to it. Well, Liz, moments ago, FWC just pulled out of here after a very long day. They poured all the chemicals in this pond, killing all of the fish. I just pulled this one out of the water. The fish are still dying tonight and will for the next several days. This pond has been posted with the signs here telling people to stay clear and explaining what is going on. The first piranha was found in this pond about a month ago. The second one a couple weeks later. And then tonight, just what FWC did not want to find, a third piranha. It's the catch of the day why all this fuss is happening. You are looking at a third piranha caught in this Palm Springs pond. But to find it, Florida Fish and Wildlife had to kill every fish in this 4-acre pond.
I can't believe that this is the only alternative that they could think of.
Aaron Desheen is the father of the team that found the first piranha.
All of a sudden, the piranha just came up and hit my bait.
That was Jake last month. Tonight, he's feeling guilty that his favorite fishing hole is being wiped out.
I feel kind of like it's my fault.
FWC officials say they have no choice but to take such drastic measures.
We have to destroy all these fish to make sure that there are no piranha here.
After spending most of the day going through hundreds of dead fish, the crews finally found what they were looking for, a third piranha. And here it is. This one just about under a pound, a little bit smaller than the first piranha that was found in this lake. FWC says this proves they are doing the right thing. But for the kids that used to fish here daily, it's still a tough lesson.
Nice, like watching all these fish die. Hundreds of fish around the edge, all dead.
Live at this pond, you can see the fish are continuing to die in this pond as is expected. FWC will be out here for the next couple of days collecting the dead fish. You guessed it, looking for more piranha. The big question is, how did the piranha get into this pond in the first place? The only guess that we have is that someone had it as a pet and then popped them in here, which is highly illegal. As far as this being a popular fishing hole, FWC is promising to restock this pond once the chemicals clear, but that probably won't be until January. Reporting live in Palm Springs, Eric Roby, CBS 12 News.